Kristen, a pleasure to have you join us on Closing Bell West Africa. So we've had two greens, yes, and two reds this week so far. Could you tell me what so far have been the high points of trading activities at the NSE this week?
Well, the week started on a bearish note, mainly from investors taking profits, which were recorded in the last week. I think the profit taking, which we saw on Monday and on Tuesday, kind of depressed for that prices, and saw increased speculative activities by day traders who have increased their buying activities yesterday and today, which is what we saw push up the performance of the index on Wednesday and then of course today.
So, Kristen, we have reports of the NSE being ranked as the second best performing stock market for the month of April. What are your thoughts on this ranking?
Well, that's not surprising. Reason being mainly because there were steep sell-offs in the month of March, and that resulted in bellwether stocks being oversold and offering attractive entry points for bargain hunters. So in the month of April, we saw investors come back slightly to increase their positions across tickers and across sectors. So if you were to look at it, in the month of March, the sell-offs were steep. In the month of April, we witnessed a slight recovery in activities, in buying activities by both retail and institutional investors. Whilst the other indices across the world have seen their own markets taking a beating, mainly from the month of February, ours came a bit later in the month of March when oil prices dipped significantly, resulting in a sell-off by institutional investors. So, I mean, it's not surprising to see that our own index has performed, relatively well compared to other indices globally.
Kristen, to what extent would you say that the remote working arrangement and the virtual platform of the NSE impacted trading activities so far?
I'd say it's been, largely insignificant. We've seen trading activities remain robust, even from when the lockdown was effected. We do not think that the market reacted negatively to the lockdown. If anything, retail investors who now had a bit more time to themselves used several mobile platforms offered by the our domestic stockbrokers here to take advantage of prices which dipped in March. So the lockdown didn't play any significant effect in trading activities.
And what are your thoughts on general stock valuations this period?
It would be difficult to make a call at this time as to stock valuations. Globally, the markets are volatile at this time, driven more by news rather than by fundamentals. However, some stocks still offer decent attractive entry points. Stocks like Nestle, which we saw gain today. Also, we have a few names in the banking sector, like the Guarantee Trust Bank and Zenith. Those stocks are still priced at, they still offer attractive entry points for investors who want to hold on for the long term. Emphasis being on the long term.
And which sectors are investors showing more interest in?
I'd say investor interest has been really broad-based. It's been more of a select stocks picked by institutional investors. So we've seen interest in MTN. We've also seen some interest in Nestle, which has appreciated significantly over the last couple of weeks. We've seen interest in Guarantee Trust and in Zenith. These basically are the stocks that are fundamentally sound. So I don't think that at this time that investors are, using sectors as decision points for taking position. What's driving investor decision at this time is individual stocks and fundamentals that drive these individual stocks, and not really the sectors.
So comparatively, Kristen, the NSE got positive ranking for the month of April. We could safely say that at this point. What's your outlook in the medium term?
Traditionally, we have seen over the last couple of years a typical sell in May and go away rule book, which has been the play not only in Nigeria but globally. Going into April, going into May, as we've seen, the market has been mixed. We think that going into June, you'll see significant sell downs as investors take profits in anticipation of H1 results, which would definitely underperform compared to the previous year. So in the next couple of months, we think that activities would mainly be driven by investors who are selling down on their positions. So we expect the returns on the index to moderate.
Kristen, many thanks to you for your time. Kristen Ezeagu, a portfolio manager at Cordros Asset Management.